Welcome everybody to a new segment that I like to call Just in Time. Get it? Just in Time? Because my name is Justin. I have no life. It's a segment that I was inspired to do by the great Chris Stuckman. Now, he does a video called Retro Rewind every other Sunday where he just talks about things that he loves in his past as his child and how it influences him now. And I watch his videos and I really enjoy watching him. I love his energy and how much he enjoys talking about the things that he grew up with. And it gets me to start thinking about some of the things that I grew up with. And I wanted to do a video like this because he has a lot of fun. I want to have a lot of fun. I want to talk about things that I grew up with and that I loved. And so I came up with the idea of Just in Time, which will be released on every Tuesday of the week, the only Tuesday that there is. Just talk about some of the things that I grew up with as a kid that I really loved and how they mean a lot to me now, how they influence things, how I think now as a kid. And I'm here today to talk to you guys about how Star Wars has impacted my life. With the new release of Star Wars The Force Awakens on Blu-ray, I thought I would go ahead and talk about how Star Wars has impacted my life. Now, I was born in the early 90s, 1991, and you know, at that time they started to re-release the Star Wars movies on VHS with the new special edition, which was the edited cut that George Lucas did. And so my dad used to work at a pawn shop, and he would come home with a lot of VHS, some that I wasn't allowed to watch, some I was allowed to watch. And a lot of them was multiple different copies of Star Wars. You know, they had the different variant covers of the one left. I don't know where all the other ones are, but I used to watch all those, and it was like 1995, 1996, where I just watched a lot of the Star Wars. I didn't have any toys at that time. I just was watching Star Wars. And it wasn't really until 1999 when the new Star Wars Phantom Menace movie came out that I immediately fell in love with it. I didn't get to see it in theaters, but I did get the VHS when it came out. I remember buying it at Albertsons when it came out. They released the VHS, and that time, everybody had already seen Star Wars previously, and so I was just seeing what, everybody when they were younger in the 70s and 80s when they were experiencing Star Wars for the first time. I was pretty much experiencing the new Star Wars for the first time, and I loved the Phantom Menace for when I did see it when I was young, only about 10 years old, when I saw it multiple times, and that's when I started collecting the toys. I got a lot of the Obi-Wan Kenobi toys and Qui-Gon Jinn and young Anakin Skywalker and Jar Jar Binks. And I got like this big, that thing that Qui-Gon Jinn's taking notes. I had one of those, and you put a little toy on it, and it talks to you. And so I had a lot of different things like that. And then when Attack of the Clones came out, that was the first Star Wars movie I had seen in theaters. My uncle took me to see it. He really loved Star Wars, so it was like this relationship that we had, that this thing that we both shared that we loved. We both went and saw Attack of the Clones at an AMC theater. When it was released, and after that, buying more toys. I remember Burger King and Taco Bell and Pizza Hut doing promotions where they had the little pogs that if you collected them all, you could win $1 million. Did not win that, as you can tell. I lived in an apartment, not a mansion, so I did not win that. But it was fun going around and collecting all these little Star Wars pogs that they were released. And then, at that time, I had posters. Everything Star Wars, shelves full of toys. And then The Revenge of the Sith is the other one I saw in theaters, and I was hyped for that movie. And for a while, it was my favorite movie of all time. As a young adolescent, a young kid, I didn't see any flaws with it. It was amazing. That The Revenge of the Sith, at that time they were releasing them on DVD. So I had all the movies on DVD and VHS, and it was so fun to just binge watch all these movies. Then things changed when they re-released the Star Wars movie in Phantom Menace in 3D, and at that point I realized that that movie was not very good. I did not enjoy watching the Phantom Menace in theaters in 3D. It was just bad. And then they released it on Blu-ray, and so they have all these different editions, and it just reminds me so much how much I love Star Wars. Seeing The Force Awakens many times in theaters, opening nights, and just going back and think about how I love Star Wars. I collected all the toys. Didn't really play with them, how kids, take toys and just play with them. It was more of a, let's them sit there and let's look at them, how beautiful they are kind of thing. And so I just loved collecting all the toys. I still have some of them left. some of the toys that I collected throughout the years. There was part where about a year ago where I really needed some money, so I had to sell some of them, but I kept the ones that I think were meant a lot to me, ones that I remember getting, ones that I remember purchasing, ones I remember having a lot of playing around with them. Some of them, I remember Taco Bell used to have toys, and I had, a Yoda one that I remember getting from Taco Bell. Star Wars is just like everywhere. It was, still even like between Revenge of the Sith and Force Awakens, you could still find a bunch of Star Wars toys. And, I loved collecting them, posters, t-shirts. I'm wearing my Force Awakens t-shirt for the release of the Blu-ray. It's everywhere. It's amazing how popular Star Wars has came, and growing up with watching George Lucas cuts and the Phantom Menace and all those other ones, I constantly watched them, and had posters full everywhere of Star Wars. When I was about in 7th grade, I got my own room for the first time, so at that time I was able to decorate it how I wanted to and not have my brother care about it. So, I had Star Wars posters everywhere, shelves full of Star Wars toys, Pezzas, Pogs, cups, whatever it may be. Anything that had Star Wars on it was on my shelf. And this is pretty much what is left of what I had. I wish I would have kept some more of it, but, when I look back at these ones I do have, there's a special memory for ones that I do collect. And, collecting some of the new stuff like Funko Pops and some of the new Star Wars Force Awakens stuff. And little things that, my fiance got me for Christmas. It's whatever it is, it's turning into little comic books. So this is just a segment that I'm going to start, seeing how it goes. If it generates a lot of audience and people seem to enjoy it, of course I'll continue. But right now I'm just testing out. This is my just-in-time video for Star Wars. Just talk about kind of what it means to me and how it impacts me now and whatever it may be. And that's what's fun about it, watching Chris Stuckman. It's, Disney reviews, but he's able to talk about, Blockbuster or video games or whatever it may be. And I want to do that. I'm not, I might be stealing an idea, but I'm just influenced by him because, he has so much fun with it. And I was like, I want to do it too because I want to have fun with it. And I want to talk about things I really love, because talking about things that you love is amazing, and just remembering the past is nostalgic. It's all lots of fun. So I guess thank you, Chris Stuckman, for doing that video and influencing me and, having so much fun with the videos, because now I want to start doing my own. So this Just Watch Movies. If you guys like to follow me on Facebook at Just Watch Movies, and Instagram at Just Watch Movies, and Twitter at JWatch Movies, all of that will be in the link down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys liked this just-in-time video, kind of just taking it back in time, just talk about fun things. Share it around, get this generated. If I get enough response out of this, a lot of views, I'll continue it. And that'd be every Tuesday. So once again, this is Just Watch the Movies. I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I hope everybody is going to enjoy The Force Awakens on Blu-ray. I'm going to go watch it. Excited to sit down and watch it in my own home. I saw it 5 times in theaters, and now I think it's time to enjoy it at home. So this is Just Watch Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.